With our first video support tutorial, and what we're going to do in this tutorial, we are going to create a very simple web page using HTML, and we will use Notepad as our editor. Okay, so let's start with a little definition, which is about the HTML. So what is HTML? Basically, it's the markup language that is used to structure the web pages, and the characteristics of this language is the elements such as body and paragraph that will make up the page are placed in angle brackets, and we will call them the tags. Okay, and each of the tag would have a meaning for the browser. Okay, so let's look at an example. Right, so if you noticed here with this example, we are starting with this, let me just go onto the pen. Okay, we are starting with this um, declaration, and okay, I just changed my bandwidth. I didn't like the width of my ink, so right, I think it's a bit more clear now. Right, so we were talking about the tags, and if you look at this particular element here, for example this body tag, okay, so what we got here, we got body element embedded in the tags. So this is this we call it the start tag, and most of the tags in HTML would have an end tag. The end tag is actually could be signified by the angle bracket / and whatever the name of the element is, we put it there, and then we close the tag. Okay, now let's just jump into deep, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna open the notepad and I'm gonna put this code in my file. Now I'm going to use the notepad as my editor, where I could change the elements of my web page, okay, the source code for my web page. And this code, this HTML code, is going to be rendered by our browser. So when the browser is going to look at this code or look at this file, it's going to see, this is an HTML file. So I need to look at each one of these tags and render them accordingly. It means all these tags have a meaning for the browser. For instance, this title tag will put this particular title at the top of the page. Okay, let's say we're gonna make changes to this particular document, but most important thing for us, if we are using Notepad, is we need to save this in a particular way. Okay, so I'm going to click on file, and I'm going to say save as. Let's say I want to save in my C drive, and it's a good idea if you could create your own folder. I'm going to create a new folder. Let's call it test website 1. Okay, let's call that. Right, so in that folder I am going to create a file. So the first thing, I'm going to get rid of .text extension at my file name. The reason being, I want to save this file as an HTML file. To do that in Notepad, I need to start with a speech mark and the name of my web page. In this case, I'm just going to say, let's say hello, and the extension I'm going to give is .html, and I'm just going to close the speech mark. So this enclosing the file name with its extension with the speech marks would actually force the Notepad to save this file as HTML file rather than the text file. Okay, let's do that now. So now you could see the name changed to hello, and we are good there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just to make it a little bit clear, let's give a little space from the first line, doc type HTML. The start of this HTML tag, if you could look there, this is HTML tag. It has a corresponding end tag that is signified by this / here. Okay, so this particular tag is enveloping all the code that's going to go in my HTML file. And the very first thing you would see is the head tag, and that head tag would have a corresponding um, close head tag. Okay, normally head tag is used for the title page, metadata, any scripts that are going to go in there, and this metadata is quite important for the browsers when they're searching information for you. They actually look at the title of the page and look for the keywords and other information that helps them to get the results quicker to you. Okay, so it's quite important section for search engine optimization. Right, the main content of our page is going to go within the body. Okay, let's add something into this section. So the body would have a start tag and end tag, as you could see, and I'm going to give it a little bit of space just for the clarity. I'm just going to give a tab there, and let's create a heading. So I'm going to create heading 1, and immediately it's a good practice to put a closing tag if it requires. Okay, so in this case I'm saying I'm going to use one of the default headings for HTML and say this is, okay, let's change it to hello world. Hello world. Okay, let's say welcome to my web page. Okay, that'll do, I think. Right, okay, and let's put a paragraph tag as well. So I'm just going to put paragraph tag, and any normal text that you want to put place in your page we would put in paragraph tag. So I could say this is the section where I will put main content information about, let's say, a particular topic, let's say cars or something else, to your heart's content. Right, so we have, what we have done, we have created basically use an element h1 to create a heading in our page, and also we created a block of text or section for the block of text here in paragraph start and end tag. Okay, so let's actually change the heading as well. Title for, let's say, page title, right, say hello world. Okay, let's just put it up there. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it and save it there. Okay, now let's get hold of that file. I'm in my projects, test website 1, and you could see because I saved this as HTML file, so you could see a little icon there. Whatever browser your default browser is going to be open with that. And if I double click on this, it will show me this page, and you could see it's showing me a heading, and the title is hello world, and this is the section where I put where I will put main information about cars or something else. Right, so that basically is going to create a web page for you in Notepad, and you could open that and see the result. Okay, what I would suggest now, try to change some of the text, say change the title and change the heading and the paragraph, and save it and open it in browser and see the results. Okay, One thing that you may that you need to be careful, if you close the notepad, you may not be able to see the notepad file in your in your folder. So what you need to do, you need to basically then right click on it and open with a particular so let's say you want to open with a particular program, right? So you could choose a different program. Let's say I could choose add it with Notepad++, or another option is you could open Notepad. Okay, let me actually just close this. Let's say um, I want to open a new file. So open a blank notepad, and then what you could do, you could go to a particular directory and then open the file that you just created. But you could see in that folder I have my HTML file, but I can't see it. The reason being, it's the notepad is only showing me it would only show me by default the text the files which have .text extension or text file. So I want to see all the files in this directory, so I click on all files from this, and hey presto, I got my file which I created. So I click on that and then click open. I should be able to see it again. Okay, that's another way of doing that. And okay, that's actually conclude our first video tutorial. So do play with it, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, thank you.